As you all heard in my last video, I'm currently doing the obligatory service in the Swiss Army, and therefore I sadly didn't get to watch that many movies last month. The ones that I watched, though, were kind of influenced by the Academy Awards mentioning their nominations for this year. After I heard that both Chadwick Boseman and Viola Davis were nominated for their performances in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I wanted to watch that movie. They both really deserve the nominations and they might even win, and especially because they carried the entire movie. Story-wise, the movie wasn't really anything that great, but yeah, it was really cool to see Chadwick Boseman's last performance. Yeah, what an amazing actor, and he left such a wonderful legacy. The Shape of Water I've been wanting to see ever since it won Best Picture in 2018. And yeah, I just wanted to see for myself if it's really that good. It's about a woman who falls in love with an amphibious character and is willing to do anything to save him. The idea of the film I find is very unique, but the execution of the plot and the story was just, I don't know, a bit predictable. It felt unoriginal to me. Nevertheless, I still thought it was a very beautiful movie, both visually and story-wise. I just find that in 2018, there were a lot better movies that came out. The latest movie by Spike Lee, The Five Bloods, didn't really get nominated for any big Oscar nominations, but I really wanted to watch this movie because of it was also one of the last movies that came out before the death of Chadwick Boseman, and yeah, I really like this movie. For me, it was really interesting. I was already thinking before I watched the movie how Spike Lee, who is known for movies like The Black Klansman or Do the Right Thing. It was interesting to see how he made a movie about the Vietnam War. It actually plays in the present day, but during the movie you get these flashbacks to the Vietnam War when the Five Bloods, those five guys, were fighting in there, and the way it was filmed really made it feel like it was like you were watching a documentary about the war or so. So that was really cool. Another movie I was really looking forward to watching was Malcolm and Marie. It stars John David Washington, the son of Denzel Washington, and Zendaya. Now, if you're like me, I only have seen Zendaya in TV shows like Shake It Up when I was growing up, or like now in the new Spider-Man movies. And she hasn't really been in like any big mature roles where she can really show off her acting talents. And Malcolm and Marie gave her a great chance to do that, and she mastered it. Now, I like the movie, but I still have quite mixed feelings about it. I thought it was unique and very fun and sexy to watch. But at the same time, the movie is just basically based on monologues between the two characters, just going back and forth. And that's why I understand why a lot of people didn't like that. And personally, I find that this movie would have been better if it were like a big theater play that would be performed on Broadway or so. 2 Days in Paris is a movie that was written and directed by Julie Delpy. She really did everything in the movie. Yeah, I thought it was really fun to watch. It has some great laughs in there, and because of how some of the dialogues are and how witty some of the jokes are, it reminds me and my dad a lot of a Woody Allen movie. Or it also has a lot of similarities to the Before trilogy, just because the movie's really based on the dialogue between the characters. Next, I watched the classic romance Pride and Prejudice, which is based on the book by the same name. Yeah, I really liked it. I'm not familiar with the book, but I thought that the movie was very original in the way that it depicted love and affection. It really doesn't play out like most other romantic movies, and yeah, that was really fresh to see. So for anyone wanting to see a different type of romantic movie, I recommend to go watch Pride and Prejudice. After my dad first watched The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, he recommended me to check it out, and I liked it as well. It stars and is directed by Ben Stiller, and I really liked how the movie played out. His character had a great arc. He started at a low point in his life, and as the movie progressed and things changed and his character changed as well, things started to become better for him. And yeah, just a good feel-good movie. The last movie I watched in March was The Trial of the Chicago 7. It's a multiple award-nominating movie written and directed by Aaron Sorkin. And as we know, Aaron Sorkin is known for being a great courtroom drama writer. And yeah, he was really in his element for this movie. He did such a great job of telling a really compelling story. So those are the movies that I watched in March 2021. And now I have two recommendations for y'all. The first one goes to Pride and Prejudice. I'm a huge fan of romantic movies, and I really liked how this one just played out in a different way. And as mentioned before, affection for one another was shown in a different way than we are familiar with in most romantic movies. And the second recommendation goes to The Trial of the Chicago 7. As I mentioned, it is another well-written screenplay by Aaron Sorkin, and yeah, therefore a really compelling story, and yeah, a part of history that you can learn about as well. As always, let me know which of these films y'all have watched and how y'all like them, and I'll see y'all next month.